Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to your daily edition of the Cricket Happening Show with your host Ram today. And on this Cricket Happening Show on a Sunday, I have to start with the news by saying that both matches, which were in fact the India versus West Indies match, was washed out pretty early. Early in the morning, 10:45, there was an inspection done at the Queen's at the Port of Spain ground, Trinidad, and very sad that the play had to be called off pretty early. The 4 days play was totally washed out, and that meant that Pakistan are now the ICC's test number one, with India now demoted to number two because of this match not going through, which was pretty sad. And the other thing is that even the match at the Kingsmead in Durban was also a total washout, as there was no play possible, and the 3rd day's play is also gone out. So two matches actually washed out, but just in a sort of a real difference. At least the one-day international series between Sri Lanka and Australia took place with no rain really threatening there, as Australia, after their dismal showing in the test matches, today came up trumps in their first one-day international to take a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series, which would really warm the cockles of not only the Australian cricket players, but also they warm the cockles of the Australian cricket fans, who had to endure a whitewash against the Lankans in the test series. But here they came up trumps at the Premadasa Stadium in Colombo, as Australia won the match by 3 wickets in the first one-day international to take a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series. So it all started with the Australians actually winning the toss, and Stephen Smith, after looking at the wicket, which was looking a bit dry, decided that Sri Lanka would be he invited Sri Lanka to bat first. Sri Lanka batted first, and as far as the Sri Lankan team was concerned, there were 2 debutants for the Sri Lankan team. One was the left-arm spinner Apanso, and also Lakshan Sandakan, the Chinaman left-arm bowler, also made his one-day international debut. As far as the match was concerned, it all started with the opening with Kushal Pereira and Tilakana Dilshan into the mix, and it was a very early dismissal for the Sri Lankans, as Kushal Pereira was the first one to go, as his off stump was knocked out of the ground by Mitchell Starc for 1. So that was wicket number 1 of 2 balls, and Lanka were 3 for 1 at that stage. Dilshan was joined in by Kushal Mendes. Dilshan was a bit quiet at the crease, as Kushal Mendes joined him. And Kushal Mendes, as you know, he's an extremely talented guy. Dilshan definitely was keeping the scoreboard ticking, no doubt about it, as they were getting the run rate at probably 4 runs per over, and Kushal Mendes was keeping him company. And Kushal Mendes played some beautiful shots. One of the lofted shots that he played of Moises Henriques really stood out. It was absolutely done with great splendor, one could say. And as far as there was one more, and he also played some very good strokes too. He played some nice dabs, some cuts, some beautiful flicks, as Dilshan was the next one to go, as Moises Henriques picked up his wicket, Smith taking the catch. He was gone for 22 of 27 balls with 2 fours. Involved in Chandimal, the score at 45-2, and then there was a very good partnership that started building up. It was a 79-run partnership for the 3rd wicket between Kushal Mendes and Dilshan and Dinesh Chandimal, as things started going along in a serene manner for Sri Lanka slowly, as Kushal Mendes was playing his strokes with nice variety, I would say, and Chandimal, on the other hand, was really defending well, in the sense he was basically not intent in going for any boundaries. Also dealt a very severe blow on his ribs by Moises Henriques, but Chandimal gutted it out and carried on. But one thing that we saw in Chandimal is that Chandimal was prepared to actually keep the scoreboard ticking rather than hit boundaries. As that was going on, we saw that James Faulkner picked up the wicket of Kushal Mendes by getting him caught by Travis Head for 67 of 95 deliveries with 6 fours. After that, we saw Angelo Matthews being consumed by the bowling of Faulkner for naught, which made it 124 for 4 in the 30th over, and in walked in Dhananjaya De Silva. And this was the time Mitchell Starc was on wicket number 99, and with this, Dhananjaya De Silva was absolutely fooled by Mitchell Starc as he sent a slower one to him, and De Silva spooned the catch to Bailey. He was gone for 2, and there was absolute excitement at the in the Australian camp as Mitchell Starc went on to become the fastest bowler to 100 ODI wickets in 52 matches, thus breaking the record which was standing for quite a long time in the name of the former Pakistani great spinner Saqlain Mushtaq, as Mitchell Starc now holds the record for the fastest to 100 ODI wickets. And what a proud moment that was when he picked up a very important wicket, that of Dhananjaya De Silva. After that, Srivardhana came in and started giving company to Chandimal, but then Srivardhana couldn't last. In fact, also I would like to say that Tilakatne Dilshan, who was out to the bowling of Enriquez, was out to that Dil scoop that Dilshan invented in ODI cricket, and he tried to Dil scoop it, and Smith showing good reflexes taking the catch. As far as Milindra Srivardhana was concerned, well, he really started just dealing in only singles, not really hitting any boundaries, but then Starc went on to pick up his 101st wicket when he picked up Srivardhana for 19 of 26 deliveries, and after that Chandimal was entrenched at the crease, but Tisra Pereira came in and clubbed 21 of 14 deliveries with 3 fours, becoming a victim of the bowling of Faulkner when he was caught behind. And then we saw the wicket of Pereira, Dilruwan Pereira, was also a victim of Faulkner for 10 of 6 balls with 2 fours. And when and the Sri Lankan innings wound up for just they didn't wound up. Basically, they were restricted to 227 for 8. Splendid bowling from the Aussie bowlers, I would say, as Chandimal was left not out on 80 of 118 balls with 3 fours. He was the one who was the glue who actually held the Sri Lankan innings together. Aponso on debut was not out on 2 of 2 balls. And let's have a look at the bowling. And the bowling really makes happy reading, especially when you look at Mitchell Starc's bowling figures. 10 overs, 1 maiden, picture of economy, 32 runs, 3 wickets, and also the fastest to 100 ODI wickets in ODI history. And Hazelwood, 10 overs, none for 56, was a bit costly today. I thought he couldn't really bowl a stump-to-stump line, which the Sri Lankan batsman took advantage of. Faulkner was very impressive with his bowling analysis. 10 overs, 1 maiden, 38 runs and 4 wickets. Moises Enriquez, who dealt a blow to Chandimal on his ribs, 9 overs, 1 for 48. Adam Zampa bowled his quota pretty well, 7 overs for 34. Travis Head bowled 4 overs, none for 18. Now it was the turn for the Aussies to actually chase 228 runs, and there was a bit of skepticism, I would say, because after looking at how the Australians fared at the test matches and looking at the pitch, which was a bit dry, one knew that the Sri Lankan spinners could extract a lot out of this. So let's see what happened with the Aussies as they chased 228 runs to win in 50 overs. Well, it all started off at David Warner being the first victim, as he was caught by Pereira off the bowling of the other Tisra Pereira for 8. So that was wicket number 1 of 17 balls. So not a good start for the Aussies. But on the other hand, even though it was not a good start, Warner was playing it a bit quietly, because at the other end, Aaron Finch was smashing the ball to all parts of the field. He was hitting boundaries. He was only dealing in boundaries at that stage. And it was Angelo Matthews and Pereira, especially Angelo Matthews, coming in for some tap. A bit of Tilakatne Dilshan also going for runs there, as Angelo Matthews got Tilakatne Dilshan to bowl the second over, and Aaron Finch was smashing it around the park, as Warner was a bit sedate, but Warner was the first wicket to go for 8 of 17 deliveries. And Aaron Finch was continuing his onslaught on the Lankan bowlers. He also hit some 2 good sixes of the spinners too, as things were going on. As Stephen Smith, the Aussie captain, joined him, and the Aussie captain, well, he played an innings which was basically interspersed with some good running between the wickets, and also some very nice boundaries that was hit by Stephen Smith, as Aaron Finch and Stephen Smith started slowly pushing on the score. 39 runs were added, between Finch and Smith, and then finally it was Aponso, the left-arm spinner, who was making his ODI debut, picked up the wicket of Aaron Finch, which was a big wicket according to me, as Finch was looking dangerous, and Finch was scalped by Matthews. As he probably trying to play a sweep shot, it was caught by Matthews, the bowling of Aponso, for 56 of 46 deliveries, 7 fours. 79 for 2 in the 15th over, as Matthew Wade made his way into the middle as he joined Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith was looking good at that stage as he was joined in by Matthew Wade. Matthew Wade, well, he couldn't hit any boundaries, but the good thing about Matthew Wade was that he was giving company to Smith. He was promoted in the batting order ahead of George Bailey today, but he contributed 26 runs before, now it was the turn of the other debutant, Lakshan Sandakan, to actually pick up the wicket, and he got his first ODI, maiden ODI scalp in the form of Matthew Wade. He was caught by Dilshan for 26 of 34 deliveries. That made it 128 for 3 at the halfway stage in the 25th over, as George Bailey came in and joined Stephen Smith. George Bailey, well, as you know, George Bailey also, he was not in a hurry, because the run rate was absolutely under control at that particular juncture, and there was nothing to really worry about, with Stephen Smith looking pretty good. But then after a very good partnership, another very good partnership took place. As I said, it was all a matter of just sticking it out there, and we also saw that the Australians really did some good work. There was a lot of advancing down the wicket, some good sweeps played of the spinners. Also, they were also able to go on the back foot and play from the crease when the spinners were bowling, which was good to see. And we saw there was some sort of a different game plan adopted against the spinners with the Aussies, and I thought that really worked out wonders for the Aussies, according to me. As that was going on, it was Pereira who actually, and in fact Smith was the next to go, as Pereira actually picked up the wicket. Dilruwan Pereira ran a spinner, getting Stephen Smith's wicket for 58 of 92, dealt with 5 fours, and after that Enriquez was also dismissed by Lakshan Sandakan of 6 of 7 deliveries. Travis Head could contribute only 10 runs, as he was stumped by Pereira of the bowling of Dilruwan Pereira for 10 of 17 balls with 1 4. But the man who was there at that centre was George Bailey. But then Bailey himself was a victim of the off-spin of Dilruwan Pereira for 39 of 54 deliveries, 3 fours. As Australia, finally it was Mitchell Starc, the 100 ODI wickets, fastest 100 ODI wickets guy, who actually got the winning hit for the Aussies, as he finished not out on 5 of 7 deliveries. Faulkner was not out on 5 of 7 deliveries, as the Aussies picked up the victory, going 1-0 in the 4-match ODI series against Sri Lanka, 228 for 7 in the 47th over. The victory was Aussies. And as far as the bowling figures were concerned, it was a good debut for the Aponso, the left-arm spinner, showed great character. 10 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 27. The other debutant, Sandakan, was a bit costly, but picked up 2 wickets for 33. Dilruwan Pereira picking up 3 wickets for 48 without any maidens of his 10 overs. Srivardhana bowled 6 overs for 34. Pereira was good, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 25. Dilshan 3.5 overs, no maiden, none for 25, was a bit costly. Matthews was also all over the place, one could say. 7 overs, none for 30, especially Aaron Finch going after Angelo Matthews. As James Faulkner of Australia, for his very splendid bowling, where he picked up 4 wickets, was named man of the match. So that's concluded. So Australia will be, as I said, will be very happy after the reverses suffered in after the whitewash in the Test series, that they have actually started off with a bang here by actually picking up their, going 1-0 up in the one-day series against Sri Lanka. As far as other cricket news is concerned, I can tell you that there is going to be an experiment which is going to be done, and this is to look at the front foot no ball and probably reducing the burden on the on-field umpires. The ICC had decided to experiment in the forthcoming England-Pakistan ODI series, where the TV umpire is going to call the no balls and not the field umpire. So it is going to be very interesting to see what comes up. So especially when a dismissal happens, the no ball will be called by the TV umpire. Now one does not know how this is going to work, because you need to call the no ball as soon as it goes. So I'm assuming that the umpire is going to call the no ball, and probably the TV umpire is going to confirm whether it was a genuine no ball, if at all a dismissal takes place. That's my view of things. Probably I'm wrong, I wouldn't know, but one has to wait and watch. But that is one experimentation which is coming up as far as cricket, international cricket is concerned. Well, dear fan subscribers, I think I've been doing all the talking here. Hope you all enjoyed this cricket broadcast of mine today. There's more to come tomorrow, that's on a Monday, on my next Cricket Happening show. Till such time, keep yourself fixed on this Cricket Happening show. Your host Ram always has the pleasure to bring you this cricket show and have a live talk with you, dear guys. Thanks for your time and your company. This is your host Ram signing off this on a Sunday. Thank you.